Alright, we're gonna get straight into it. So look, in this video I'm gonna be talking about the shadow side of spirituality. This is something a lot of people, there's people out there who do talk about it, but there's a lot of people who don't talk about it. And I just felt whatever reason it came to my mind, you know what I'm saying? I've been in a space of just acting on all ideas that come into my mind. And so, you know what I'm saying? Because we could be in a space that we have all these ideas, but if we don't act on them, they don't really mean anything. So I got the idea to make a video about the shadow side of spirituality. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to start it off with this, right? One side or piece of the shadow of spirituality or a spiritual awakening is extreme loneliness. Like, once you realize that everybody is really just a reflection of you, or you in a different body, or there's different ways to put it, but the point is, in the process of your spiritual awakening, and some people call it the dark night of the soul, right? This is when you go through a spiritual awakening and you go through all of these very dark realizations about life and about, you know what I'm saying? Things like death are also part of the shadow side of spirituality, but it's also a thing with the spiritual, like spirituality it's about both. It's about understanding the dark and understanding the light and using it to your advantage and using it to your benefit. Because at the end of the day, I am talking about the shadow side, but I'm always going to incorporate the positive side of it, because at the end of the day, it's not about learning about the shadow. It's not about getting caught up in it. It's not about having all these dark realizations and then feeling bad. The whole reason of coming to all of these realizations that are dark in the beginning, they eventually lead to transformation and just well-being overall, because you use the negative in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? It's that higher level of thinking. But one side or piece of the shadow is one piece of the shadow, right, is, like I said, extreme loneliness. Feeling so lonely that it's almost like unbearable. It's like crippling. It's like everywhere you go, even when you're surrounded by people, you could be in a room full of people and still feel lonely. This is part of the shadow, right? And it's something that I'm sure, like, we all go through at the end of the day, right? We all go through this at times. Some people experience it more intensely and for longer periods of times than other people, but at the end of the day, we all go through it. I'm pretty sure we all know what it's like to feel lonely, right? So loneliness is part of the shadow, right? Another part of the shadow is questioning your own sanity, right? This is something I've experienced a lot personally. Like, part of the spiritual awakening, you come to such, especially when, right, because it's levels to it, you know what I'm saying? Some people go through spiritual awakenings and come to more realizations than other people, or, you know what I'm saying? Everybody experiences it differently. Going back to the point, right, part of the shadow is questioning your own sanity. When you realize certain things, like the fact that everything is just one energy, like, you question, like, where is this information coming from? Am I tripping? Am I bugging? Is this real? You go, like, throughout spiritual awakening, one thing, part of the shadow or something you could go through is just the feeling of, like, surrealness. Like, is this even real? Like, you questioning, like I said, your own sanity, or whether the things you're going through are actually real, stuff like that. And those are two main things. I'm trying to see, I'm just a very spontaneous person. I don't script none of this shit. This should just be in my mind type thing. But yeah, I mean, going further into the shadow, it's like, it's really just just being pessimistic or having deep rooted negative beliefs. And part of the reason people go through the dark night of the soul, right, is because it's the transformation and transition from having very strong, negative, deep-rooted beliefs and transforming them into positive beliefs and using the negative in a positive way. Like I said, right? So in death, right? Like I already mentioned, death can be a very, very, it's part of the shadow, but it depends on how you view it, right? Initially for me, right, it was part of the shadow side of spirituality, because it's this realization, like damn, like, nothing lasts forever. Everything is temporary. I have to die one day. Everybody has to die one day. And it's two sides of it. Because it's like at the same time, we are eternal beings. You know what I'm saying? Just because I come to death in this lifetime doesn't mean like that that's the end for me. You know what I'm saying? Because there are ideas and beliefs of things like reincarnation and stuff like that as well too. So know that too when you're learning, because yeah, when you're learning about the shadow side and you're getting into it, whether it just be through your own going within, asking yourself that way, or watching videos about the shadow side, or listening to what other people's perspectives are and stuff like that, at the end of the day, know that the shadow is not the end all be all, and the shadow is not the, like I said before, like the shadow is not there to become overly obsessed with, or to get overly involved in, too caught up into the point where you're depressed, or where you're paranoid, or where you feel overwhelmed all the time. If you're going through any of those experiences, right, the best thing to do is focus on the light side. You don't, like, shadow work is very, very important, but you have to have that balance. Don't spend too much time focusing on the shadow. If you're going through things like depression, paranoia, etc., things like that, focus on the light side of spirituality. Really learn how to replace your negative beliefs with positive beliefs. Learn the things that make you feel good. Understand yourself on a deeper level to know who you really are, like who you're meant to be, what you're meant to be doing in this lifetime and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm just trying to think, because I feel like I don't feel called to speak on much else. I'm just trying to make sure I don't have anything else to speak on as far as the shadow side of spirituality. I'm going to end it like this, which I've already said. I'm going to just say it again and end it like this. The whole point of the shadow side of spirituality, the dark night of the soul, is to learn from and embrace and incorporate within your own soul, and transmute all that energy into light. Use it for your growth. Use it for your benefit. Use it to be of service to other people and things like that. So yeah, I might make a video again on this at a later time when I'm in maybe a darker space to get more into the darker side. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure, but yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share. Peace, love.